Hello, everyone, and welcome to the finals of the StarCityGames.com Syracuse Open Weekend. Cedric Phillips and Craig Krempels, we are here in the booth. Nick Miller is down there in the feature match area doing a write-up of our final match here on the weekend. Dan Musser, your number 2 overall seed with Eldrazi Tron, will be on the play against Jeffrey White, your number 4 overall seed, playing Eldrazi Tron. Musser on a mulligan to 6. White has kept his 7, but maybe most importantly, Musser being on the play in a matchup where play draw is rather important. Musser did scry to the top, as you see a Basilisk Collar, and you talked about turn 2 Thought-Knots here, where Musser has that. As you see Jeffrey White's opening hand here, he's got a Walking Ballista, a Chalice of the Void, an Ulamog, and just a couple of lands there, an Eldrazi Temple, Cavernous Souls, and a Ghost Quarter.
And neither player is going to be anywhere near a Tron on turn 3, outside of White drawing perfects off the top here. So this is kind of interesting that we're not seeing the super haymakers that we might have thought.
White's hand not looking all that great. You see Musser saying, you know what, you already get to keep the lands, and I'm not taking Chalice with this card. I don't care about Chalice at all. Neither of our decks care about Chalice. Now you've got to choose between Walking Ballista or an Ulamog that could come much further down the road.
Yeah, I would think with the turn 2 Thought-Knots here that you got to take the Walking Ballista here. There's already the Basilisk Collar on the table to machine gun things down.
It will be Walking Ballista that is selected as we head back over to Jeffrey White. He picked up a copy of Reality Smasher. He will play an Eldrazi Temple. And if he's able to draw another one of those next turn, life is going to be pretty good. He might also consider playing a Chalice for 1, or yeah, a Chalice for 1, but I think he might want to be able to draw and play Expedition maps.
Yep.
So he won't play one of those. Musser's got a great start on a mulligan to 6s.
Wow.
There's a Reality Smasher, and Jeffrey White's down to 11.
Who needs Tron?
Not Dan Musser as we head over to Jeffrey White.
Yeah, and with that start, I'm surprised he even thought about that Ulamog at all.
This is a Ghost Quarter. And I'm not even sure White has anything to play on this turn. Again, he's still got Chalice over there.
Yeah, one of the issues, you know, next turn he has a reality Smasher, but he's taking 9 going to 2. So playing a Smasher next turn means he's just going to die.
Well, we're going to go over to Dan Musser here, and if he's able to draw a Reality Smasher, this game is over. He will draw a card. He picked up a copy of Urza's Mine. It looks like he may have, is that a Wormcoil Engine maybe I saw? Musser does have one of those in his deck list here this weekend, as here comes Smasher and Thought-Knots here. White is down to 2. Now he can't play that Wormcoil Engine because it's not an Eldrazi, so he'll just play that Urza's Mine.
I think he's still in a good spot either way.
Yeah, I think he's doing just fine for himself. He'll play a Chalice on 2 and now pass the turn back.
And that's great. That takes Jeffrey off of potentially drawing a Walking Ballista.
Yeah.
Because Walking Ballista, equip the collar, would save him for another turn.
Here is an Urza's Mine. This is a Reality Smasher, and that's all well and good, my friend, but you are facing lethal on the table, and I promise you Dan Musser's not going to miss this attack. So
you don't think
he's
going to misclick here?
I don't think so. I don't think we're going to see any game resets either, as he'll attack with both creatures. So Dan Musser is going to win game number 1 here very quickly over Jeffrey White. A mulligan to 6, no problem, as you see just how important the play is in this matchup.
Well, and I asked for it, and I got it. The double Temple draw.
Yeah.
You know, the Thought-Knots here on turn 2, Smasher on turn 3. Wow. This deck, sometimes, wow.
First time we've seen it all weekend, and it's timely there for Dan Musser as he's very quickly up a game here over Jeffrey White. These players will take a look at each other's sideboards, and we will do the same. 2 Grafdigger's Cage, 2 Pithing Needle, 2 Ratchet Bomb, 2 Relic Progenitus, 2 Hangerback Walker, 2 Warping Whale, a Basilisk Collar, and Wormcoil Engine, and a Surgical Extraction is what Jeffrey White is working with.
Yeah, this is kind of interesting because I think they each have cards that they want to get out of their deck. The All Is Dust is obviously very mediocre. In general, I think the Chalice of the Void is pretty poor in this matchup, but they don't have a whole lot of great cards to bring in. So we're going to see some of these so-so tier 2 cards come in. I like the Basilisk Collar. I like the Wormcoil Engine. The Hangerback Walker is passable to me, and then it's a question of what else they think they want to bring in just to fill these slots in their deck if they're taking out too many cards.
For Dan Musser, he's got 3 Relic Progenitus, 2 Surgical Extract, and 2 Grafdigger's Cage, 2 Ratchet Bomb, 2 Warping Whale, 2 Hangerback Walker of his own, along with the Pithing Needle and his own Basilisk Collar.
So very similar here. I expect the Basilisk Collar to come in, probably the Hangerback Walkers, and then whatever middling chaff that Dan wants to bring in. There's just not great cards for them to bring in, but you can't leave all his dust in your deck in this matchup. I don't think you want to leave Chalice of the Void in your deck. That's 6 cards right there. So if you only have 3 or 4 effective sideboard cards to bring in, you just pick the next best thing.
Well, I don't disagree with you with that. So we're going to see these players get some of the bad cards out, get some decent ones in, and Jeffrey White will be on the play here for game number 2. And while these players do shuffle up here in the finals, we got to mention one last time the Jolly Rover. It's the newest edition of the StarCityGames.com Creature Collection and the newest addition to the StarCityGames.com pre-release playmat program. So if you'd like to give that Ixalan pre-release a little something extra, we can find out how to do so right now.
Say hello to the newest member of the StarCityGames.com pre-release exclusive creature collection, the Jolly Rover. Illustrated by fan favorite Andrea Radek, this motley crew is ready to set sail. Want this limited edition playmat at your pre-release? Have your local store contact StarCityGames.com by August 7th to get signed up. Visit go.starcitygames.com/pre-release to learn how to make your pre-release brave the unknown with the Jolly Rover.
Make sure you sign up by tomorrow. That's on Monday. That's the last day that your store can sign up to get the Jolly Rover playmat at your Ixalan pre-release a little bit later this year. Trust me, that pre-release is going to get here sooner than you think. It'll be preview season, and we'll be talking about pirates and dinosaurs pretty soon.
Yes.
I wanted to make sure you were able to get one more of those out. So,
Thank you, matey.
You're very welcome. With regards to what players are playing for here this week, and if you're just joining us, first of all, thanks for joining us. Second of all, you came at a good time as you're watching the finals unfold here from Syracuse, New York. The winner of this match, $5,000, 30 SCG points, an invite to that Season 2 Invitational in Roanoke, Virginia. The loser, well, they'll be okay.
Yeah, very healthy.
Yeah. $2,000, 25 SCG points, an invite to that Season 2 Invitational. And players who made the top 8 here this weekend, at least they walked out of here with $500, 15 SCG points, an invite to that Invitational. So we'll be looking forward to seeing each and every single one of the players that made top 8 here this weekend at the Berglund Center in Roanoke, Virginia, December 1st through the 3rd, which is when that Season 2 Invitational will be standard and modern with a standard top 8. Perhaps we'll see Brian Colville go back-to-back, but I'm very curious to see what token players would like to have their likeness on for whoever does win that invitation.
There's a lot of neat tokens, and we saw some of them this weekend.
And there might be some new ones in Ixalan.
Ooh.
Could be a dinosaur token.
Roar.
Pirate token.
Yar.
Which would be, I don't know, that wouldn't be weird. Maybe it'd be like a human pirate or something. I don't know.
Sure.
Wizards is pretty cool about doing some cool stuff with that. So some cool stuff to look forward to with Magic's newest set and that Invitational that's coming up around the corner here in December. I say around the corner. December is like 4 months away. It's going to come a lot faster.
Yeah, I was about to say it's going to be right on top of us in no time.
It'll be a lot faster than that.
So one of the things that I didn't really mention when we were going over the sideboards here that's definitely worth noting is the Ghost Quarter surgical extraction interaction. We have seen players go this route before, especially against Tron players, where you Ghost Quarter one of their Tron pieces, surgical extraction all of the copies out of their deck.
Yeah, that was Todd Stevens' plan for a little while in the mirror match. He tried for a little while like 4 Ghost Quarters, 4 surgicals on his stream. I do remember watching that a couple of times. So it is an effective strategy. As you see, Jeffrey White here is going to start things off with an Urza's Power Plant and Expedition map. He could have Tron as soon as turn number 3 as we head back over to Dan Musser.
And it looks like Dan is wondering if he wants to work through Tron or have the possibility of the double temple open.
Dan has a mine of his own, so he'll pass back. Jeffrey has a tower, so Jeffrey will have Tron on turn 3. For Musser, it's a tower, and he'll pass. Jeffrey will sacrifice the Expedition map, and he's going to complete the Tron by getting an Urza's Mine here in just a moment.
Hey,
yeah.
Let him make his own decision.
All right, there it is. He chose the mine.
All right.
He chose the mine.
Good on you, Jeff. Yeah. Well played. Well navigated.
Yes, absolutely.
And we'll see if he has a big payoff here. Obviously, Karn seems like game over.
In this spot, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Karn, eat your tower. Best of luck. We go over to Jeffrey White. Remember, he's only got 1 Karn. The Tron is complete. What's the payoff, my friend?
Even a couple Eldrazi, if he goes Thought-Knot Seer, Matter Reshaper, like he's getting the best card out of Dan's hand and presenting a clock on the board and 2 threats.
Mm-hmm. Decisions here for Jeffrey White. Looks like it's going to be a Walking Ballista for just 2. Now Matter Reshaper, so not as great of a turn as I was expecting, truth be told.
It's not a spectacular turn, but this does defend him from an opposing Karn.
Well, unless Musser has something like a Dismember.
Unless Musser has something like a Dismember.
Yeah. And Dan the Man's doing a little bit of thinking here.
And it looks like there is a black card in his hand.
Yeah. But he won't be casting any of them right now. Sanctum of Ugin the draw. No Tron piece. But he does have Thought-Knot Seer. So he'll play that trigger, take a look. Reality Smasher, Walking Ballista, Seagate Wreckage, and a Wastes.
And this is a pretty good hand.
Not a bad hand. Not a bad hand at all here.
Well, obviously Thought-Knot Seer doesn't block Reality Smasher well, so there's something to be said for taking that. But if he leaves into the Ballista, he can play a Ballista for 4, use 3 of its counters, 1 off of the other Ballista, still have them both on the board, and have killed the Thought-Knot Seer, drawn an extra card because of that, and have 3 threats on the board.
It's very true. Ballista's actually a pretty nice card here in the mirror. Good deck, good card in this deck in general, and now you see that Dan is going to take the Walking Ballista, and he says, I'll have to figure out a way to beat the Reality Smasher. Now, again, we know that Musser does have a Dismember.
Yep.
So he does have an answer. It's expensive.
Oh, he's going to take 5 and then 4 to cast the Dismember.
Yeah. And also lose 2 cards.
Yeah, and he's probably taking a shot from this Matter Reshaper while he's at it. Don't want to block that thing and just lose your creature to that Walking Ballista.
Now, he was thinking about playing Seagate Wreckage, was Jeffrey. He might play a different land now. He's picked up a Tron piece.
Just showing off his cards.
Well.
I have one of these.
Yeah. Musser knows anyway, but he's decided he wants to play the Tron piece that he drew so that he can play this and still activate Walking Ballista. Reality Smasher and Matter Reshaper are going to come in. Musser's going to take a bunch of damage, and now Jeffrey's going to activate that on his main phase, make it a 3/3.
I think he kind of just had to block the Matter Reshaper there. He's taking so much damage.
Well, again, it just depends on what's in Dan's hand. I mean, he took that damage pretty quickly. Well, there is his piece. I mean, he would love to obviously get rid of the Walking Ballista. He's put a priority on that card.
Oh, the Walking Ballista is a huge problem for him right now. But so are the other threats. 12 life isn't a lot, especially when he's got to pay 4 to cast the Dismember.
Matter Reshaper is what Dan's thinking right now, with Dismember at the ready.
Well, yeah, he can make multiple plays this turn with a Matter Reshaper. He also has a Hangerback Walker in his hand.
Yeah, but no Tron right now. That's a problem with that. You saw how he cast the Matter Reshaper, Eldrazi Temple plus a Tron land.
Yep.
2 mines and a tower. That's my eyes are deceiving me.
And it's very possible. He might have wanted to cast the Dismember on the Walking Ballista first, taken 3 and 4,
And that's taken 7.
7, putting himself at 5.
Yeah.
And then played the Matter Reshaper. He can double block the Reality Smasher. Taking another 3, going to 2.
Oof. Boy, it's a hard way to do it, man.
Sure, but I think leaving this Ballista on the board is just
too risky.
It's just a concession.
Well, everybody's coming in now. Maybe perhaps Dan is thinking he can walk Jeffrey into some sort of mistake. Maybe that's the hope here.
It's a tough spot for Dan, no matter what path he takes.
Now keep in mind for Jeffrey, Jeffrey can activate his walking ballista twice. So he's going to make it a 4-4. We're still in the declare attacker step before Musser's allowed to block. So that's a 5-5.
And it looks like he's going to take out the Matter Reshaper as a blocker.
Shoot that once. Shoot that maybe again.
Maybe.
Yeah. All right, there will be a trigger. This is important. Cavernous Souls. Likely naming Eldrazi. Now, Thought Knot Seer is going to jump in front of Walking Ballista.
Yeah, that's pretty good for him. He's going to be able to get the Ballista off the board here.
Yeah.
And leave his Thought Knot Seer still on the board.
Yeah. All right. Now I think we'll see Dismember. This game is fascinating. All right, so Musser's going to fall down to 9.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here.
Yeah. And now here's Dismember. Musser's going to have to, yep, there's the trigger.
Yep,
He's got to discard a card now.
It's on the opponent to remember that there's a trigger there.
Yep. He's got to figure out what he wants to discard. He's looking at a Warping Whale. And he's looking at Warping Whale and Sanctum of Ugin. He's going to discard Warping Whale. So there goes Reality Smasher. And now 3 damage will be dealt, and Musser's going to fall down to 2. So now he's untapping, and he will be drawing. Looks like a Reality Smasher.
Yeah, another Reality Smasher.
So the thing about Musser and his deck, and Eldrazi-tron in general, is that it can flip the script really quick.
Yes.
Smasher closes the game out so fast.
Yeah, Jeffrey White made an attack there that allowed his Walking Ballista to get eaten.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was huge for the way this game is going to play out.
Totally agree.
If he had just left all the counters on it, I think Musser would have had a much tougher time there.
We might see Musser now go Reality Smasher, Hangerback Walker simply for 1. And say, I'm going to play a Smasher.
Yep, attack for 9.
I want to get you for 9. I know your hand, or at least most of it. He knows about Seagate Wreckage. I'm not sure if he knows about the other card. Actually, I'm pretty sure, yeah, he knows it's Seagate Wreckage plus Waste. So, yeah, I like this.
Yep.
This is an attack for 9. Play Hangerback Walker for 1. That'll be something that can do some chump blocking.
Yeah, even if you kill it somehow.
Yep. Now, if he draws Karn, he loses.
Sure, I mean, there's a lot of instant winners for Jeffrey here.
Yep.
But Dan just has to make the play that allows him to win the game as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And the second Reality Smasher is going to be lethal here, barring another spell out of Jeffrey.
Yeah, the question is, what did Jeffrey draw? Dan is going to line up Hangerback Walker. This is my plan right now, my friend.
I might block like this.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I got big plans here with this blocker. Now, again, we did not get a great look at what Jeff has drawn this turn. The only person that knows is Jeffrey White.
Oh, man. This could be a good slow roll.
Jeff taking his time analyzing the board, so definitely a very smart thing to do. Don't want to get too excited. And Seagate Wreckage, Waste, and a mystery card here. It was a Ghost Quarter.
That's not going to do it.
That's not going to do it. I think Musser's going to win this game.
His opponent had turn 3 Tron. Some good mana sinks for the Tron.
Mm-hmm.
And Musser, very patient with the Dismember, has found a way to win this game.
He's going to untap. Dan will draw. I promise you he's going to play this Reality Smasher. We're going to see a Ghost Quarter in the draw step. Going to go after the Tower of Power. Dan said I'll float. Probably not going to use it, but doesn't hurt to float. There's a Waste.
Yeah, I can't imagine he uses it here.
I'm trying to think now if Smasher. Yeah, Smasher just gets it done because of Trample, because Jeffrey White could just block Thought-Knot Seer,
Sure.
and he would still take 11. So Dan is going to play a Reality Smasher. There's your block. He's going to count it up. That's 11 damage. Attack with every single creature.
This is absurd.
Block a Thought-Knot Seer, and that is going to do it. Dan Musser is going to win this match here over Jeffrey White, 2-0. The Eldrazi Tron Mirror goes to the player on the left. And for Dan Musser, it is his second SCG Tour title. He is your winner here in Syracuse.
Look at